Monday, June 11th, 2018. And I just finished watching the Ubisoft press conference. I'm going to say this. You know what amazes me about Ubisoft? There's a lot of games in there I just don't play. It's it's not that they're bad games. It's not that I don't like them. It's just there's so many Ubisoft games. I look at this list and I'm going, I don't play that. I don't play that. I don't play that. I don't want to play that. I don't want to play it. So many of these games I just don't play or don't want to play. Probably skew my grade on this a little bit. Um, but they started out with two of their Ubisoft employees. I'm telling you, when you have your employees who are probably very good employees trying to lead your press conference, it just seems to come out so clunky, especially if they're not experienced in this. The two people that they had leading this thing off, it was just clunky. And I always feel so bad for them because they try to make jokes and they try to, they try to be overly energetic, and it's just kind of ugh. So the opening was clunky. Then all of a sudden there was a dancing panda. That's right, dancing panda. And I liked it. It was fun. They had a bunch of people dancing. They were kind of dancing in the street, and then they kind of segued into them dancing into the auditorium. And it turns out it was basically a promo for Just Dance 2019. Very energetic. They had a marching band playing the music. I liked the opening. I really did. Other than the two clunky people that were there before, it's like I liked the opening of it. So I liked that opening music number. Thought it was really good. Then they went, of course, Just Dance. Look at me. Do I look like I dance? I don't dance. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm not a dancer. This is not a dancer's body. This is a buffet extraordinaire. I'm just not a dancer. So then they go into Beyond Good and Evil 2. We saw Jade. It looks like Jade is the enemy in this because I guess this is a prequel. But it looks cool. It really does. I mean, I didn't really care that much about the first Beyond Good and Evil. This one has my attention. I like this one. I like the look of it. I like the humor. I like the world so far. This one seems interesting. It seems like one you create. I guess you create. It's like supposed to be an action RPG that you can play by yourself or you can play with a friend. One of the weirdest things was they had Joseph Gordon-Levitt come out, and he has something about hit record. He's a part of it, and what the community can do for this game is create original content for Beyond Good and Evil 2. So you can write music or submit artwork or submit storylines or submit dialogue or something like that. You can submit this stuff to Ubisoft or this hit record, but you can submit stuff to that and it might make it into the game. Something that you create might end up in Beyond Good and Evil 2, or part of what you make, because they said it's like a collaboration. It's not really a contest, it's more of a collaboration. So if you do music or something like that, maybe a part of your music gets in, maybe lyrics from your music or something like that, but they may feel it pairs well with somebody else's stuff, somebody else's drum line or somebody else's guitar riff or somebody else's whatever it is. They may feel it pairs a little bit better with something else, and so part of what you do could make it in with part of what somebody else has done. So it sounds really cool. So the trailer looked really cool. The graphics look amazing. This game has definitely got what looks like the third part or AAA treatment. Next game they went into, Rainbow Six Siege. They say they got 35 million players and they announced esports. Okay. Um, and then they have a documentary called Another Mindset that's supposed to premiere October 13th to the 19th. Okay. I'm not, like I said, Rainbow Six Siege, not my bag. It's a first person shooter. I'm terrible at those. It looks awesome. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege has always looked really good. And now, I doubt they have 35 million concurrent players that are playing right now. But if you have 1 or 2 million people that are always playing, that's a lot of people. So you're doing pretty good. So it sounds like they're successful, and that's good. Then they had this big chubby guy coming out on this little motorcycle dressed like Evel Knievel, riding down in his little tiny motorcycle. He rode to the stage, he got on the stage, and then he tripped and fell and broke apart a podium. And it was the lead designer, the lead project manager of Trials, the video game Trials. And so he starts saying, I am the lead programmer or whatever of Trials, and I am the Prime Minister of Finland. It made me laugh. Because I don't know who the Prime Minister of Finland is. He could be. He just has, maybe the Prime Minister of Finland doesn't pay very well, so he has to have another job with Ubisoft. But they showed a game called Trials Rising, which looks like it's, you can have up to 8 people playing this game at the same time with you, at least 4. I did see 4 on a lot of occasions, but there were a few times it looked like I saw 8. So, I mean, that's the next step up in Trials. Some of the mess-ups that they showed looked really good. They looked really funny. I like Trials. I'm just not very good at it. So it's just one of those games that it's not easy, and I'm the easy gamer, and this game isn't easy. Some of the early stuff you can kind of get through, but once it gets into the harder stuff, it just becomes brutal. But it's supposed to come out February of 2019 on PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. Then they went into The Division 2, which we've seen a lot of this already, but they showed a cinematic trailer. They talked about 8-player raids, which I guess are a big deal now. You can have up to 8 people playing in a raid. And they're going to have, on top of the game, they will release 3 different episodes as DLC to kind of push the story along, and they're all free. You bought The Division, they're all free for you. So that's pretty good. It will release, did I put March 15th? Yeah, I think that's March 15th, 2019. So it's months away. It's about 9 months away. Then Mario Rabbids. Once again, not a game I played. Just like The Division, just like Rainbow Six Siege, like the original Beyond Good and Evil and Just Dance. It's just not a game I played. It's not a game I want to play. So Mario Kingdom's Rabbids announced the Donkey Kong version of it, the Donkey Kong Adventure. It's coming out June 26th. Okay. I mean, they did have a live band doing the music for it, which was actually really cool. The live band did very well. They caught they definitely caught the feeling of the game, of what was on the screen. So it was very cool looking. And if you like Mario Rabbids, you're going to love the addition of Donkey Kong. Then Skull and Bones, which seems like a much darker version of Sea of Thieves, but maybe not as much out of the boat. I don't think you get to wander around out of the boat. I think this is pretty much on the boat all the time. They talk, it's an open world. You play with a bunch of other people. You can have factions and people that work with you. They showed him taking on a Portuguese, I think, Armada ship, or a something. I can't remember what it was, but it was a big warship. And the little pirate ship couldn't take it by itself, so they called out to some friends, and they ended up with 4 warships, or they ended up with 4 pirate ships facing this one gigantic warship. And the 4 ships won. One of them got sunk by the big, Portuguese warship. But then, of course, the other 3 kind of turned on each other because they knew one of them had a giant treasure that they just got from another mission. So they knew they had a big treasure on there. So, of course, then they turned on each other. I will not be playing this game. It's online. It'll be ruthless, and I don't need people trying to kill me every day in the video game. I just don't. I really don't. It's like I want to enjoy games and just have a nice casual, just relaxing time. And I just think taking on a bunch of real world people that are going to be much better at the game than me is not going to be relaxing. But that doesn't mean that the game doesn't look good. The game looks cool. The game looks like it could be successful. So, if you think you might like playing as a pirate and a little bit darker than Sea of Thieves, and you like the idea of being able to turn on your mates and kind of taking their treasure from them, you go and you help a buddy, and then that buddy, he's got something really good on there, and you turn on him and you take his stuff. Yeah, go ahead, ruin a friendship over it. That'd be fine. Then they had Elijah Wood come out and talk about a game called Transference. Looks like an interactive movie, very creepy. Looks like it's well written. So it's a mind mess up game is what it is. Fall of 2018 is when that's supposed to come out. Oh, Skull and Bones 2019. That's all they really said. So yeah, Transference looks like an interactive movie. Really does. Very dark and heavy-handed, kind of, they say, messing with trying to go back and forth between reality and being in somebody's head, and the dad seems to be very twisted. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those that has some kind of a twist in it, where the dad's not really the bad guy and it might be the kid. I don't know. It looks very dark and twisted, but it looks okay. It's a cinematic. Basically, it looks like a cinematic game. It looks like a choose your own adventure type of thing. That doesn't mean it won't be good. It's just not something I'll probably play. Then you had Starlink Battle for Atlas. It's coming out October 16th, 2018. It's on the PS4, the Xbox, and the Switch, and Star Fox is in it. But he'll only be playable on the Switch. It looks... I don't know. I don't know. It looks like... It does kind of look like a much more updated, nicer looking Star Fox. Spaceship battles and things of that nature. And I had a hard time getting into that one too. I really did. It's like it's there if you want to play it, but I had a hard time getting into it. You can tell this Ubisoft, it's not that they didn't do a good job presenting this stuff. It's just not stuff that I want to play. During the Starlink battle thing, though, when they put Star Fox up there, Miyamoto was actually in the audience, and they gave him a little present while he was sitting there, and then they took him backstage. So yeah, they had Miyamoto there. That's one of the, just the icons of the video game universe, and he was there. So it's kind of cool. Nintendo and Ubisoft kind of have a nice little relationship going, and it's nice to see Nintendo actually kind of have a relationship with somebody other than themselves. Then they got into For Honor. They announced that For Honor will be free on Uplay, the starter edition, from June 11th to June 18th. And then what did they, of course, do? They announced Marching Fire. They're announcing 4 new fighters, basically from, it seems like ancient Chinese. They said from the Wu Lin. But the guy was French. I could barely understand if he was saying Wu Lin or Wu Li or Wu. I couldn't understand him very well. This is a French guy trying to say an old Chinese word. I have a hard time saying it. It's like, because I'm brutalizing it. Even if it is Wu Lin, I'm sure I'm brutalizing it. So it's like it's like if I'm not Chinese, I'm sure a Chinese person is going to sit there and go, "You are totally brutalizing those words. Stop saying them like that." So, and in this, they will also have castle sieges. Okay. Once again, For Honor looks really good. The trailer that they showed for this whole thing looks really good. Just not a game I want to play. Now, here's a game I do want to play. I've already pre-ordered it. I am going to be playing this. I've already got it sitting there waiting for June 20, I think 6th. Actually, I think the game comes out like June 28th or something like that, but I get to play it a little bit earlier because I bought, a higher... I spent more money than I should have on it. But I really want to play this game. I'm excited about The Crew 2. I love my racing games. Not as excited about this as Forza Horizon, but this will tide me over until I get Forza Horizon 4, The Crew 2. I'm looking forward to this. I'll probably do videos on it. I'm looking forward to it. It looks really good. It's got a lot of cool customization. It's got a lot of cool vehicles. It's got a lot of, from boats to motorcycles to airplanes, monster trucks, cars, all across the United States. What's not to love? Even just driving around the United States in all these vehicles. Probably just going to be a kick in the head just to do that. Why not enjoy that? I'm going to enjoy that. I'll dump a lot of hours into that game. I'm thinking that's going to be a lot of fun. So they also announced a open beta that will start June 21st. And you'll basically get to play in the open beta until the game comes out. So that sounds pretty good. I'm sorry. I'm very, very tired. I've been staying up a lot later so that I can do these, watch all the press conferences, and I have to get up very early to go to work. So please, the yawning has nothing to do. The Ubisoft press conference was still a good press conference. It really was. I did enjoy some of the entertainment value of it. I just had a lot of the games that I want to play. So the last game they touched on was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They finished strong for me, because the last two games they announced, I want to play. I'm not big on the Assassin's Creed games, but Odyssey I like. I like this ancient Greek setting. I like the choice of picking between Alexios and Cassandra, and I'll definitely pick Cassandra. But they talked about the broken spear of Leonidas, that can, some weapons and armaments and armor will grant you special boost abilities, and this game, I guess, is going to be, it's gonna take a little bit of what, it's gonna take a little bit of what the previous Assassin's Creed did, and it's gonna kind of move it, take some of those RPG elements, and it's going a little bit heavier into the RPG elements. It seems like this is what they're trying to do now, is almost make this, I don't know, maybe they're trying to make it the Witcher series, except, based in different places all the time. This is like it's like the Forza Horizon of the Witcher series, I guess is the best way to put it. They're always in a different location, but they have like the same gameplay as the Witcher. So you pick your own character, you level up. I think that happened in the previous one where they were in Egypt. So it looks like it's going to be fun. It really does. I mean, I kind of wanted to play the previous one, but I haven't yet. I do kind of have it sitting around, and I should play it, but I haven't. This one looks really, really good. It's going to release on October 5th of this year. Now, are we getting back into that whole thing where Ubisoft releases a game every single year again? Remember, a lot of people felt like they should have taken some time off, but they said this game was 3 years in development. That's a long time in development for those games. So I think it'll be cool. It has dialogue choices. That's also awesome. So hopefully the dialogue choices aren't just empty. It's like, oh, well, you made the choice, but it doesn't really affect anything later in the game. What's the point of having, dialogue choices unless it's just to be snarky? And then they also showed kind of these big, open world battles where it's almost like a Dynasty Warriors type battle where there's a lot of people on the battlefield all at the same time, and you're going in there. Now, you're not mowing down thousands of people and just taking big swipes and hitting lots of people. You still have to take these people on one-on-one, and sometimes they'll jump you and you'll be taking on 2 or 3 people. and there are bosses within these, but it looked really cool. It really did. It looked really cool. It's like to be in one of those big scale battles and kind of have an Assassin's Creed, more of a one-on-one or one-on-two kind of a battle with these characters. It looked awesome. So they finished strong. They really did. Ubisoft finished strong. They started strong. Like I said, I love that opening sequence. That opening, dance number was really cool. And then this one, the way they ended with The Crew 2, which I'm already looking forward to, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I'm now looking a lot more forward to. It's just all that stuff in the middle that I really just don't care that much about. Like I said, I'm not going to play Just Dance 2019. Just not. Beyond Good and Evil, I'm almost hooked on that one, but not quite. Rainbow Six Siege, no. Trials Rising, probably not. The Division 2, definitely not. Mario Rabbids, nope. Donkey Kong Adventure, no, it's not going to happen. Skull and Bones, no. Transference, maybe if it's free or if it's cheap, really, really cheap at some point. Starlink Battle for Atlas, no. For Honor, no. So, I mean, like I said, the press conference has a lot, Ubisoft has a lot of great games. It's just not games I want to play. I'm sure you guys might want to play them. If you're watching this, you're probably a Ubisoft fan. So there's probably a lot of stuff in here that you want to play. But what are the ones that you want to play? What's the stuff you're looking forward to? Like I said, for me, it's going to be The Crew 2 and Assassin's Creed for sure. Beyond Good and Evil 2, that one's climbing the list. It's just, for me, everything else is just kind of, So how would I grade it? It's a good press conference. Start, loved it. Ending, liked it. Middle, kind of, so I'll give them a C. It's average. It was okay. It had some stuff I liked, and it had some stuff I didn't. It was a little bit clunky at times. They definitely have a very big world flair. They really do. They have a lot of people from all over the world. Toronto, Singapore, Montreal, places all over the place. They have studios. So it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see the influence of the world through Ubisoft, which is a French company. So, let me know. What do you think of the Ubisoft? Did you watch it? Did you just watch this video? Is there anything you're excited about? Did I talk you out of anything? I didn't mean to talk you out of anything. Like I said, if it's games that you probably wanted to play, I'm not trying to talk you out of them. I want you to play the games you want to play. So, with all that being said, to the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for their freedom.